And here on YouTube, I always come with just like words of wisdom, anything that I can. It's not that I'm just the wisest person on earth, but you may be able to learn a thing or two, because you can learn a thing or two from anybody. But listen, y'all, I wanted to get on here and just give people some tips. If you came across this video, then you already see the thumbnail. How to find joy after heartbreak, I believe is what I put on the thumbnail. And I'm so excited, first and foremost, to talk to y'all about this, because I love to see people heal, and I love to see people grow from the space that they believe they were stuck in. It's not that life just turns out perfectly and etc. and all of that. Of course it does not. But I believe, just from my experience, what I faced, what I've made it through, what I can still wake up and have joy after these level of trials, I believe that I could probably help somebody be able to do the same thing. But like I said, it's not for life to go perfectly, but I think I might have a pointer or two. So I did write down 6 different things, and I'm going to try my best to make this story time / lesson just go as organized as possible, because I did not write them in order. But these are some things that I have done in my life that literally, it carried me through my valley, my unexpected valleys, my unfortunate, unfair, all of that. Those valleys, the ones that I didn't even think I would make it through, my deepest fears, when I walked into valleys that were actually things that I feared to ever happen to me. These are just 6 things that I randomly chose to place in this video that got me through this, okay? So now we can get into the word, but I want to start with this. Some of y'all may have saw my live when I spoke on my love sent from God versus my love sent from hell. That video basically was explaining a portion of my valley season, a portion of the season where things were just extremely dark. Thank you so much. I love y'all too. Y'all already know. Thank you so much though. I appreciate it. But where things were just extremely dark, and I was facing a lot of confusion, a lot of self-doubt, and just didn't know where I was going. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you're going through that season where you are like, you just don't know God at all, or you may know God, but you don't feel as close to him anymore. You may not be prioritizing him anymore in this season. You're facing a lot of things. You don't know what to do. I'm telling y'all right now, okay? So now, based on that video, like I said, I was going through a lot of confusion. That season shifted into a season that I did not see coming, right? So now through that season, which means like it was people who passed away, people that I really love. I didn't think that I would live without these people. I'm in school right now, but even as this was occurring, I was still in school. I was in an accelerated course. I was a first-time mom. My baby is still very young, so this wasn't long ago, but all of those things were happening. Just to give you a little nutshell to understand how dark that season was, especially if you are a parent, then you know. Postpartum, all of that. I didn't face postpartum, but that was even possible. You get what I'm saying? So we all understand how dark the season can get, and that's just a little snippet of how dark my season was. So now, the things that helped me through these sorts of trials was, one, I took advantage of the fact that God isolated me. Like, when I say take advantage, I'm saying that you may be isolated. You may be feeling like you are by yourself. You cannot trust anybody. You've given your heart to people, whether that's family and friends or a spouse. You have been vulnerable, right? And that vulnerability, it feels like it is bruised. And you may feel like it is a place that you cannot trust. You cannot trust vulnerability, because when you're vulnerable, you get hurt, right? That is the space that you are more than likely in. But One tip, when I say take advantage of this isolation because of the bruising of that vulnerability, what I'm saying is this: you look at your circumstance, your bruising and hurtful circumstance, and you say, all right, I'm going to worship. Okay, and I know that seems a little random, but that was a piece of me taking advantage of my isolation. When you are in a chaotic season where things have been crowding your mental, crowding your spirit, crowding your company, you really don't see clearly. And this is a reason why people are stuck in it, and they are being buried in that season to where they don't know how to climb out. So once God isolates you and you're hurting and you're alone, worship. Go ahead and worship. It is something about that it's like it knocks on God's door, and it's like he'd be like, oh, I see my child, the brokenhearted one. They're knocking on my door. Let me go and help them stand back up. By the time you get done worshiping, you're going to feel like, I got it off my chest. And even though you may feel like you're still not healed, for one, that's because it's a process. But two, it's almost like a subconscious healing that's occurring. Like I said, you may not feel like you just healed after that. But trust me, that little nudging of strength that comes from your worship, after you stand back up, I kid you not, your brain, your mind, your body is going to start taking that little bit of joy that came from the presence of God, and it's going to start to live in that space again. Because you're literally teaching yourself how to let go, how to be free, how to be vulnerable in the presence of God where it is safe. And it's like you reteach yourself that it is okay and that life is actually doable. It's conquerable, regardless of the pain. But let me point this out, though. The space in the presence of God is probably one of the only places where it is completely safe to be vulnerable. And that's why worship is so important, because when you go back out into the world, it is a risk to be vulnerable. But the presence of God is going to give you the strength to take that risk. Do you get what I'm saying? Because vulnerability is a part of life. You have to learn how to be vulnerable. You have to learn how to be okay with the risk of being hurt. Do you get what I'm saying? And still be knowing how to keep going. But either way it goes, yes, you take advantage of your isolation season. Another way that you can take advantage of this is, okay, now you worshiping, right? You're finding your little increments of moments to where you have strength again. Oh, you gain strength again. You know what I'm saying? Through those worshiping, through those praying, through those venting moments, right? Those, like I said, those little moments give you little bits of strength. And now you can use those little bits of strength to pour into the path that you are headed down. And if you do not know what path you're headed down, you're going to use those little bits of strength to figure out what path you want to be headed down. You get what I'm saying? So taking advantage in these ways of your heartbreak, it is going to some way, somehow stand you back up again. I kid you not. It might not be overnight, of course, but the process is going to be beautiful. The process is going to be worth your result in the end. So listen, take advantage of your isolation season so that you can grow in your path. That's one way that you take advantage. Now, the second one that I have written down is acceptance, right? I know y'all, if the people who are used to this channel already, y'all have probably already heard me say this plenty of times. But acceptance holds a lot of power. And I really wish somebody had told me this back in my dark season. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes you got to figure out bits and pieces on your own. And it's okay, because then in them areas you find to give glory to God. So it doesn't even matter. But the second one was acceptance. And y'all already know what I'm about to say. You hold all power within what you choose to accept. Like, if you can be like, this is a small battle that I'm about to say, but for example, I can catch a flat tire. I can either throw a fit and be like, oh my God, are you serious? I caught a flat tire. Like, are you serious? I got enough going on. Or I could be like, you know what? I caught a flat tire. That's where we at right now. I just got to wait till this tire is fixed. Now, who I got to call and how much do it cost and how can I get it there? After that, I'm back on the road. I'm back doing what it is and I'm headed to where I got to be. You get what I'm saying? Even if it's a job interview, sometimes you got to be like, listen, if it was meant for me to be there, I'd have been there. And leave it at that. Another job will come. You get what I'm saying? That is an example of acceptance. And you can do the same thing with anything. Whether that is somebody passing away. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. I just lost somebody about a week ago, I want to say. It might be a week at this point. And that person was so dearly and special to me, y'all. Literally, if y'all saw the video, my last live, my love sent from God and my love sent from hell. And y'all know who I'm talking about. But with this being the case, it does not matter the level or none of that. When you can accept a thing, it's going to be easier. Notice that I say easier. It's going to be easier to manage the pain. So even when it comes to people passing away, career path, insecurities, and etc., acceptance is going to help you be able to manage those heart aching things. So even if it's an insecurity of yours, you have to accept that you're insecure of that thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Acceptance conquers heartbreak. It literally does, because it places you on top. It places you in authority of how you feel. So either way it goes though, y'all, acceptance is a big key. Do not sleep on what you, and this is the thing too, you can choose to accept it, or you can choose to say, I'm going to throw a temper tantrum. I'm not going to allow this in my heart. You know how in the Bible it speaks a lot of times about hardening the heart. That is a thing. You can talk yourself into hardening your heart. You can talk yourself into a pity party. And then what you're actually doing is you're talking yourself into depression and failure and defeat. That's really what you do. So what I'm saying is, if you choose acceptance, you're talking yourself into victory. And no, I don't believe in speaking things into existence. I know a lot of people do, but that's not what I'm talking about when I say talk yourself into victory. I'm saying shift your heart posture to keep it in a flesh state instead of a hardened state. You get what I'm saying? So either way it goes though, y'all, do not step over the power of acceptance. Even if somebody just walked out your life and ghosted you, it does not matter. You can accept that people have free will and that they can do whatever it is they want to do. You want to know why? Because this is the way I look at things. People in general, whether that's passing away or not. If somebody passed away, I'd be like, God, it's your will. You take who you want to. That's a part of life. You already told us that. I am not here to fight that. I'm not supposed to fight that. Do you get what I'm saying? That is the way that I accept those type of things. If it's somebody walking away from you, then you look at it the same way. Even if they were to pass away, it will be nothing you can do about it. You get what I'm saying? So what you do is you be like, okay, that's their choice. That's their life. Now, my life, this is what I'm going to do with what belongs to me. I'm going to take what belongs to me, which is me and my life, in this direction, and I'm going to prosper in this direction. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be healed. I'm going to be whole the best that I can, because nobody is perfectly healed and nobody is perfectly happy. Everybody got emotions. So don't beat yourself up if you have a sad day or something like that. But I am going to go in this direction, and I'm going to aim for this for me. You get what I'm saying? So you have authority in acceptance. But either way it goes, so the next one, the third one that I wrote down was bravery, y'all. Hold on, wait. It was something I wanted to add to acceptance before I move on to bravery. I can't remember what it was right now, but give me 1 second, y'all. I can't remember what it was. It was something. It was something. It was a saying. Man, I can't remember. All right. We'll come back to it. It ain't coming to my mind. But with bravery, though, this is a good one. And God gave me this saying when it comes to bravery. And that is, you cannot be afraid of pain. Being afraid of, oh, somebody's leaving my life, or oh, somebody is about to pass away, oh my goodness, or oh my goodness, I might not make it to that level, or I'm not good enough. You gotta be brave. And that falls into every area of your life. Everything that I just stated, bravery can conquer those things. So like, for example, if it is a heartbreak, you be like, okay, this hurts, but I'm not afraid to pain. I'm not afraid of pain. So you know what you're going to do? You're going to do the gift that God gave you. I'm going to cry it. I'm going to cry it out. Because guess what? It comes a day where it just be like, I felt it, but I ain't about to cry about it. Get what I'm saying? That's growth. You're going to literally start moving forward, growing, becoming stronger, and prospering eventually. It's promised to you. If you do what it is God has gifted you with, which is crying, oh, you're going to get there. You're going to get there. Crying, taking some time out, taking a walk, getting some air, it don't matter. Whatever it is, for you to be able to maneuver that moment of how you are feeling, that will get you through. That is you winning. That is literally you winning the battle every time you maneuver those emotions. You're winning the battle again. So either way it goes, bravery. That is the third one. So now the fourth one, do I got a fourth one? Oh yeah, the fourth one I said crying it out. But that's what I was just speaking on. I meant to actually say, like, those two is hand in hand. Be brave. Be willing and be okay with the things that happen in your life. Now, the fifth one was faith and positive thinking when it comes down to yourself and your life. So now, when I say positive and faith and positive thinking when it comes down to yourself, what I'm saying is everybody is flawed. Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody is flawed. Everybody has faced obstacles that they felt like they never overcome. They've had heartbreak that they just felt like was way too strong to bear. You get what I'm saying? We have all had those moments. They are promised to everybody. Everybody that's here, everybody that used to be here, and everybody that is to come. Do you get what I'm saying? It's promised to us. But the thing about this is you can look at yourself, you can be like, okay, I'm flawed in these areas and etc. But one thing that I was speaking on earlier today in my short was, if you take advantage of this isolation season, you're going to be like, oh, wow. Once you get healed enough, you're going to be like, oh, wow, hold on, wait. I'm actually a pretty decent person. I actually got this good attribute, that good attribute. I enjoy this sport. I enjoy these hobbies. I enjoy these topics. I enjoy these places. I enjoy this, that, and that person. You'll figure out what is really for you. And sometimes that's all God wants to do. And what humans do is they fight against God. They fight against God and they be like, you will not be sitting me down. I am going to chase a friendship. I am going to hang with those girls. I am going to step out and be on the scene. I'm going to seek attention. I'm going to seek acceptance. I am going to build and create my will. And that's what people live in. And God be literally trying to save us from our will because he knows what our will bring. Only God has a perfect will and path for us. So clearly somewhere in our will, it's going to be sin, it's going to be delay, it's going to be destruction. But we fight for it because we believe in ourselves, but we don't believe in what we cannot see. So we fight against God when he is separating us from people. And we be like, I need that person I need. I like that person I like. And God be like, first of all, they talk about you bad. And you don't even know that. You don't even know that. He be like, them people really ain't your people. See, you don't know what attracted those people to you. So you don't understand why I'm saying I'm going to need you to sit right here just for a good season, because I want to give you a good understanding of who you are, where you're going, and why I placed you here, and why I'm taking you where I'm taking you, and why these people had to leave. I'm trying to give you clarity in your isolation, and people don't be understanding that that's all God wants. He like, listen, I'm about to separate you so that I can give you what is best for you. Do you get what I'm saying? But people fight it. They literally fight that. So now, don't think negatively. Have faith and think positively. And I'm not just saying that positive thinking changes things and all of that, but no, it changes the way you can maneuver whatever happens. Do you get what I'm saying? That way, if you have the mindset of, okay, I got faith. He took those people away, so therefore, whatever God's plan is best for me. He's going to provide. He's going to be there. He loves me. He comes to prosper, not to harm. All of that, right? Then you're going to know that God didn't harm you. He didn't come to hurt you. He didn't set you aside because he hates you. He didn't set you aside because he don't want you to have friends. He don't want you to be happy with life. He don't want you to be happy with your partner and this, that, and the third. He is like, that is not the case. I'm separating you because I'm trying to get you to a space that you deserve. Do you get what I'm saying? God is like, listen, the place you've been in, you've been miserable. The place you've been in, you've been delayed. The place you've been in, you've been defeated. You've been swimming and running in a circle for years. I'm trying to get that to stop. But you don't know you enough to even understand that you alone will actually still have joy. You'll still have joy by yourself. Because God is like, listen, I'm a big enough God. I'm a whole enough God to fulfill you. But you don't know that until you try. That's why they say nothing beats a failure but a try. You get what I'm saying? So try your isolation. Try it out. It's literally going to work for you. It's literally going to work for you. But either way it goes, positive thinking and faith, those two things put together, first and foremost, think positively about God. And then you will be able to think more positively about yourself as well and where you're headed. And you're going to look up and be like, oh, hold on, wait, like I'm here now. I was literally explaining the other day. I said, what took me, I think 5 to 6 years, I finished in 1 year. Do you get what I'm saying? But that was in isolation. I had to depart from people. I had to accept that people were no longer with me. And I mean like gone with the Lord. I had to accept that I wasn't even around people that believed in what I believed in no more. I'm talking about completely by myself. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything that I was facing, you'll have nothing but God. That's what I'm saying. My first tip when I said take advantage and worship, that's why I said that. Because it literally is going to strengthen you to be able to see all of the other things that I just spoke on. Acceptance, faith, thinking positive again. You're not drowning yourself in doubt and insecurity and etc. It's still going to come here and there, but it's not going to take you over. You're not going to feel like you're fighting a forever battle that just has not ended. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're going through a breakup or a heartache or losing hope or feeling depressed, understand that whatever season that you are facing, it is uniquely designed for you. And the reason why I say that is because, have you ever met somebody who said, I lost my entire family? Like children, spouse, and etc. have all passed and they are gone. I'm the only one left. I met somebody like that. And little do they know, and they were homeless. And let me tell y'all how I met them. I was sitting in the Home Depot parking lot and I was playing gospel music, and he literally just walked up to my window and started dancing to the gospel songs. And I got out and I started dancing with him, y'all. But he ended up telling me his story because of that moment. And if a person went through something like that and all he want to do is praise God when he is homeless and his entire family passed away, that was a true Job season. Do you get what I'm saying? But it was uniquely designed to where for him, for his testimony. You get what I'm saying? See, God lives within your, like, he shines through your sorrow. He shines through your trials and your testimony. So a lot of times you'll be like, this is too tough for me. And God is like, but it's not too tough for him. You get what I'm saying? So either way it goes though, positive thinking, faith, and just being able to not look at life. Oh man, that was probably somebody important. I think I gotta call them back. But to not look at life as if God has purposely and intentionally came up against you. Because y'all remember, he actually did intentionally and purposely allow Satan to come up against Job. But that's because God believes in you. That's because God is like, you're different and set apart. You are not like, notice how Satan kept saying to God, oh, I'm coming back from roaming the earth from here and there. And God is like, oh, but look at my servant Job. I want to shine a light on Job. I want you to put your eyes and set your hands on Job. I want you to focus in on this one because that one is different. I know you've been roaming the whole earth and ain't found one like him. So that's what God will do at times, but people will mistakenly say that God hates them instead of realizing that God actually is exalting them. God is actually admiring them. You get what I'm saying? It's so funny. It's odd. I always say God literally works backwards because it's like nobody can do it backwards but him. So even within that, it shines light and gives glory to him. But either way it goes, yeah, so faith and positive thinking. And then the last one was counting blessings. And that one is important. And I know a lot of people actually sleep on that because it's like, oh, count your blessings. And everybody say that. But no, in reality, I'm serious. Like, count every breath you take. Like, not literally, but you get what I'm saying. The breath that you take, waking up in the morning, being able to do the, you know, the smaller things. I don't want to say it because I don't want somebody to be like, oh, well, I can't walk. But even walking, running, instead of all that stuff, being able to see, being able to hear, it's all a blessing. You get what I'm saying? Literally counting those things. I don't care if all you have in your life is your child. God has blessed you with that is still a blessing. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people will be like, oh, I don't have a lot of friends. I only got one friend and blah, blah, blah. And I can never count on them and this, that, and the third. You don't have to count on them. You ain't got to count on them. They are not going to be judged with you. When they face judgment, they're going to stand by themselves and they ain't even going to be thinking about where you at and you ain't going to be thinking about where they at. You get what I'm saying? So don't look at people and count how many people are in your life and then determine if you're loved or determine if you're favored or if people have accepted you and this, that, and the third. Their acceptance doesn't hold a lot of power. You get what I'm saying? Like, people be wanting 1,000 people around them and then they be saying and thinking as if, okay, that makes them somebody, but the best, I'm gonna just say it simply. A lot of people does not determine your importance. It's not going to determine if you're loved. It's a lot more snakes out there than it is sheep. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more snakes out there, untrustworthy people, than there is people that you can trust. So if you got 1,000 people around you, just understand, and I'm not saying that if you do got 1,000 people that they just all snakes, but just understand that company does not determine much. You get what I'm saying? But count your blessings. Don't pick over your blessings like it's the pieces that ain't wanted. Like, oh, okay, I got gym shoes, but what about that car I wanted, God? You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that you can't want better for yourself, because I do see a lot of people go through that level of confusion where they be like, oh, but we can't want a nice car. We can't want a nice house because that's ungodly. This, that, and the third. Listen, God is not calling you to just be poor and in poverty and to be like almost living in self-hate just so that you can call yourself humble. You know what I'm saying? Because humility can prosper and still be humble and understand that God has given them everything they got. You get what I'm saying? Like, so either way it goes though, just having your balance will literally help you conquer any type of betrayal, any type of heartache, any type of lost hope. But those were the few keys that I could give for now, y'all. Of course, I'm gonna be back. If y'all got any comments that y'all want to make based on this video, let me know down in the comments. Anything that you learned, anything that you want to hear about next, place that in the comments. If you feel or if you want to, I would highly appreciate it if you guys wanted to share the video. And I will be back with more on the next video. I gotta call this number back, y'all. So yeah. But I love y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next Mommy and Me God vlog video. Y'all already know the music is dropping, y'all. The music is dropping. I'm literally working on the video now, the music video and etc. So I will see y'all then. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.